And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with Ashley Mayu here on a little rainy Sunday. But let's recap a big Saturday we had yesterday. We had 4 stake races. We had a local filly, Needs Supervision, a big effort for a local guy, Jerry O'Dwyer. That was a big win for him. The Chad Brown horse, Honest Mischief, that horse was sharp. Jason Service won with Sunny Ridge, and then you had Bernie Houghton with Vault. But let's start with the local filly. How about Needs Supervision? That's a big win there for the Jerry O'Dwyer barn.
Well, he's had an outstanding year. He broke $1 million in purse earnings for the first time, and even interviewing Jerry and Fergal Lynch afterwards, the filly doesn't like to break out of the gate. So today she actually yesterday overcame the trip. So that was really nice to see, and she was impressive.
Yep. So that was her, and then Chad Brown's horse was 2-5. A little trouble at the top of the lane, but Trevor McCarthy navigated through that just fine and got up in time. Big day for McCarthy. He had 2 stake wins yesterday. His family was here, his fiance was here, and he had a big day.
Yeah, and with Sunny Ridge, we kind of talked about this, which Sunny Ridge was going to show up, and obviously the one that was on point did show up, and like you said, Trevor had the 2 stakes wins, so it was nice to see him get back in the winner's circle too.
All right, so a big day yesterday. Our in-state handle was up yesterday, so we appreciate all the local Maryland racing fans supporting a big Super Saturday. Yesterday we had the Stallion Showcase here in the morning. We had a couple Grade 1 winning sires forced to pass, and imagining they were here live in flesh with a big crowd for that. Nice job by the Maryland horse breeders and all the Maryland farms and Stallion farms, and Cricket Goodall was there organizing it, and I saw Mr. Bill Boniface was there, Mike Pons, Bill Reitler, and you saw some of the smaller operations. Faith Leatherman was there with her Stallion, and it was good to see all the breeders show up for the Stallion Showcase.
Yeah, the turnout was great, and forced the
good
passes
breakfast
here. Yeah, very good breakfast. I had to go for seconds for that, but just to see both the Stallions here was nice to actually get them back at the track and have an opportunity to view them.
Yep, and then you had a nice interview with Lewis Merriman about Imagining. He was one of the sponsors of the stakes yesterday, as was Forced to Pass. So that was all yesterday. Let's get right to it today. We're off and running already this morning with the pony races. It's family day today here at Laurel Park. Let's show you what's going on. The gates are open. They open at 11 o'clock. It's the 2019 Laurel Park Last Hurrah Pony Races. We have 7 pony races out there today, so then people can hang around for the live racing. First race post time 12:25. We're gonna have face painting, kids crafts, and so fun for the whole family today here. Family day here at Laurel Park. More information about that on the website, laurelpark.com. You can read about the stake races from yesterday. Keep up with all the latest Maryland racing news with the latest press releases on the website, laurelpark.com. Our picks are up there as well. Our tickets for today, that's laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section. Let's show you the pick 6 today. That's going to start in race 3. Ashley, you have a ticket today. Nice carryover, a little over 7,700 for that Rainbow pick 6. That starts race 3. Your thoughts on your pick 6 ticket today?
I actually singled today in the 7th race. I think that was a good race to do so. I've been kind of looking at my tickets the last few days, and singling was kind of difficult. But I think there could be a price in the 6th race, so we'll see what can happen.
Okay, all right. We'll check out your ticket when we get to race 4. Now, next Saturday, another Super Stake Saturday we have in store for you. Next Saturday, there we go, 4 Maryland bred stakes. These are 2 of my favorite stakes of the year. The Maryland Juvenile Futurity for the boys, the Maryland Juvenile Filly Championship for the girls. The Maryland, that's 2 Maryland bred 2-year-old stakes, kind of the year-end championship for the Maryland bred 2-year-olds, and we're going to have some good ones in there. $200,000 stakes, and then you have the $75,000 Maryland bred Politely Stakes, and then a $75,000 Howard and Sandra Bender Memorial Stakes for Maryland breds. Always Mining nominated to that race, so looking forward to some big stakes action next Saturday here at Laurel Park. The nominations for those stakes are out. We'll have some stories about those horses coming out the next couple days. Keep up with all the news on the website, laurelpark.com. We'll take entries for next Saturday, this Wednesday. So looking forward to the entries to another big Saturday. It's also the big annual giving tree here at Laurel Park. I believe it's a $10,000 giving tree next Saturday. So we'll have a big crowd, big stakes action in store next Saturday. All right, let's get right to it today. Let's show you a picture of the main track. The weather is going to be a story today here at Laurel Park. Let's show you the main track. We've had rain pretty much all morning, and rain, as you see, it's still coming down pretty good right now. And looks like we're going to start with a sloppy track, Ashley. So you kind of go back and look through all your handicap, and you hope you have some mutters that you like, or you look for some mutters. And your thoughts on how much do you adjust your handicapping strategy now that we have a sloppy track all afternoon, it looks like?
Well, as soon as I came here this morning, I got here around 9:30 and saw the rain. I started going back through the card, and it's kind of interesting. There are a few horses that really like the wet track, and there's others that in the entire group, they don't. So I think those races you might get prices, and, you'll have to look if they've even ever raced over and off track.
Okay, so those are the conditions. Let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to kick off the popular early pick 5. It paid $10,000 on Thanksgiving Day. What's it going to pay today? It's always a mandatory payout on the early pick 5 starting in race 1. And as always, that industry low 12% takeout. I have a couple very affordable $32 pick 5s today. I like both pick 5s. Let's check out my early pick 5 ticket, $32 play. You can check out all of our tickets and picks for today on the website, laurelpark.com, underneath the handicapping section. I go 4 deep here in race 1. I use the 1, 2, 5, 6. Maybe I can get a little price with the 2 SARS image with Toledo aboard, getting first-time LASIK. So I go 1, 2, 5, 6. My single on this early pick 5 comes in race 3. I single on the 4, King Leo, who's right back in at the same level he won last time. He's a 3-year-old colt who's won 5 times, going against older horses, never won 3. For Claudio Gonzalez, our leading trainer, and Alex Centron, one of our leading riders. So I key on the 4, King Leo, in race 3 here on my early pick 5 ticket. Let's see if I can get live here in the first leg. We're going a flat mile, maiden claiming $25,000 for 2-year-old fillies here in race 1. I go with the 5 on top, Princess Anne, a 2-year-old daughter of Cross Traffic, for trainer Gary Capuano. Gary Capuano hoping for a little good luck today. He had a tough break yesterday with Tappin' Cat, but he has Princess Anne here. She looks pretty good. We have a video spotlight of her last race, November 11th, right here at Laurel Park, going a mile. Let's check out that video if we have it here on Princess Anne. She's going to end up finishing 3rd. There she is. She's the 1 horse this day. Going to rally from the back of the pack on the outside. She's going to come 5 wide. And if she is the favorite this day, it's only her 2nd time going long. She has Victor Rosales aboard. There she is, the gray filly coming wide. Rosales back aboard today, so you're getting another 5. You're getting 5 pounds off today. That should help. She's run 3 big races, and at least she has a couple mile races under her belt. Maybe she shouldn't get caught 5 wide today, hopefully.
Yeah, you can see in the stretch she had some issues with her lead as well, but she's kind of a lumbering filly. When you look at her stride, it's kind of long, and she really didn't gear down until late in the stretch. And I like the way she made up ground late, so I think returning to the mile today in this level, she was my top selection too, Stan.
All right, see a good finish there for the gray filly, Princess Anne. We both have on top Victor Rosales aboard for Gary Capuano. Let's check out the rest of our picks here this race. I used the 6, Roma Delight, in the exacta. That's your 9-5 morning line favorite here, 2-year-old daughter of Painter. It's been all turf so far, so going turf to dirt here for trainer Jerry O'Dwyer. The blinkers come off. Sheldon Russell will ride. Your thoughts here on the 6, Roma Delight, in race 1. Picks here for race 1 if we have them, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I ended up using the 6 for underneath. I think blinkers off is going to help this one because blinkers really haven't gotten her out of the gate at all. And usually when you see blinkers on, you would think this horse would be forwardly placed. The dirt works, I think, were respectable, especially some of them in early November and even mid-October. So I think this is a horse I would use. 9-5 morning line I didn't like. That's why I went to the horse to the inside of her. But she does deserve a strong look in here.
All right, so we both have a cold 5-6 exact on top. We both like the 2, SARS Image. Gets first-time LASIK today for trainer Tim Woolley. 2-year-old daughter of Imagine, and gets Jevion Toledo. So she ran a decent debut on the turf. Not so well last out. She had trouble. She was steadied at the 5/8 pole, so she has an excuse, and now she gets first-time LASIK, and she keeps Toledo aboard. So I like that. We both like the 2, SARS Image.
Yeah, the LASIK was the big thing, and then now returning to a maiden claiming event. I think that's going to help this filly step up. It was deep waters. Last time was a field of 9, and like you said, she had issues. So it'll be interesting to see her against claimers on the dirt. We'll see if she can step up.
All right, so we both like the 5 on top here, Princess Anne in race 1. Let's turn the page. You like the early pick 4, early pick 4 kicks off in race 2. Let's check out your ticket and see how you play it.
Yeah, I ended up going with a affordable ticket of just $12. I went too deep in the first leg here. I thought it was a 2-horse race stand between the 4 and the 5, Kate and Lillian, and the 5, Redeemed Spirit. And I know you liked both of these horses as well in your early pick 5. I went 3 deep in race 3. I know we both really like King Leo on top, but I just thought maybe with an off track, we'll see what can happen. So I went to the 5, Awesome Tracker, and the 6, Top Hat Warrior. And then races 4 and 5, I went too deep. Went to the 1 and 2 in race 4, Life and Flash, which is so impressive last time out, drawing off by 22. And Hey Mabel, this is a horse, I should say, that likes an off track. She's 6 for 8 over a wet dirt course, and that was really eye-catching, and I think she's going to appreciate the class drop today. And then finally, just in the 5th race, I went too deep in there to the 6 and the 7.
All right, we like some of the same horses in this sequence here for the early races. Let's check out race 2. We're going 5.5 furlongs, maiden claiming 16,000 for filly and mares 3 and up. Scratch the 1 odd Story, who was 7-2 morning line. The 1 is scratch. I end up on the favorite here. I almost wanted to single on this filly, but I don't like to single in maiden races. But we both have a cold 4-5-2 on top here. The 4, Kate and Lillian, your 7-5 morning line favored. Dale Capuano claimed this filly for 10,000 led, but way back in January, tried a couple races going long, no good. Gave her a long break. She had all summer off. She came back, a big effort at 8-1 at this level with Avery Wisman aboard. Now Dale Cap, second off this kind of layoff, 36% and a big positive ROI. Dale Cap and Avery Wisman, they're 24% in a positive ROI. So we like this filly. She has 1/3 from 2 starts in the off going. She's by Runaway and Hyde. We both go with the favorite on top here.
Yeah, she does like a wet track, and for me, it's the second off the layoff. The statistic there, 36%, is what really was eye-catching. And when I looked at the horses here, I thought it was between the 4 and the 5, and the numbers are similar, but the 5 has her best numbers on the turf. So that's why I gave the edge to the 4 off the most recent performance. Should step up second time out.
All right, we both like the 4, the 5. Redeemed Spirit coming off the layoff here for Christine Claggett. Weston Hamilton will ride, and she ran a couple decent races against Maiden 25 going long on the turf last spring. Some recent works here at Laurel Park look okay. A recent 5 furlong workout from the gate, 102-2, November 23rd, about a week ago. So that's a pretty decent move. I use this filly, the 5 Redeemed Spirit. I use on my early pick 5. We both like the 2 Honorable Profit here for Wayne Potts. Ricardo Chappie will ride. Not so good last time. She's going to have to run better today. This will be her 3rd start in the Wayne Potts barn.
Yeah, looking at Honorable Profit, has the 3 dirt starts. One of them was at Finger Lakes, and that was where she finished second against Maiden 7,500. So obviously lesser class in this field. Last time out, I don't think she really had any excuses, and she did finish behind our top selection, Kate and Lillian. But I just thought she might be able to step up, only making her 3rd start for the barn.
All right, so we both have a cold 4-5-2 on top here in race 2. Let's turn the page. The Rainbow Pick 6, the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 3. We have a nice carryover today. Hopefully this gets well played. There it is, $7,765. Ashley, you have a ticket for today's Rainbow Pick 6. There it is.
Yeah, I went 28.80, so obviously races 3 and 4 and 5 overlap with my pick 4 ticket, and I kept everything the same. It was race 6 that I kind of changed things up. I thought this optional allowance event was, tough. There's 6 horses in it. Midship Lady is coming off the turf, and I actually tossed her for that reason. I went to horses that had some dirt experience, and my price play of the day came in this race, so I had to use the 2, Taya's Theme. This horse was very impressive in the debut at Saratoga, broke the maiden, but since then has not showed much, so I'm expecting this horse to get things turned around. My single does come in race 7. I went to CM Runaway. I think this horse on paper will be tough to beat, dropping in from a $16,000 non-winners of 2 lifetime in for the $5,000 tag. And then finally, we wrap up the card today in race 8. This is a maiden claiming event. I went 3 deep. I think we like the same horses here, Stan. It was between Long Point Beach and Quiet Imagination for me, but Devilish Affair has had experience over a muddy track here at Laurel, so this one kind of moved up in my rankings.
All right, so I like your ticket. Very affordable, $28.80 play for the Rainbow Pick 6. You can study Ashley's tickets some more. All of our tickets and picks for today on the website, laurelpark.com. underneath the handicapping section. Let's take a look here at race 3. We're going a mile and a 16th, claiming 5,000. We also kick off the rolling super high 5 here in race 3. That has a low 15% takeout. Little carryover here to get you going in race 3. That's $669 in that rolling super high 5. We have every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. The rolling super high 5 starts in race 3. Claiming 5,000, 3 and up, never won 3 or straight 3-year-olds going 2 turns here. We have a video spotlight on the 4, King Leo. My top pick, your top pick. He's the 7-5 morning line favorite. Let's show you his last win, his 5th lifetime win. He's beaten up on older horses that have never won 3. Here he is. He's a 7, rallying from off the pace here. He comes 5 wide into the turn, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He's rolling right now, Ashley. He's gonna get to the front and win by 2 at the same nickel 3 life condition. He's right back in at the same level today with Centron for Claudio. Here he is, just getting to the lead easy, and then he just gallops home through the stretch, and hopefully does the same today.
Yeah, and that was a deep field. I mean, it was 12 horses, and these are tough nickel claimers to be in against. And I think the wide trip, he even drifted kind of all over the place in the stretch, but he did draw clear, and I think anything close to that performance, I think he's home free in this event. But, you know, I did go a little deeper on my tickets, but I do think he's the horse to beat.
All right, so there he is, King Leo for your leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez, Alex Centron, and Sheldon Russell. They're battling for leading rider right now. Trevor McCarthy right on their heels. Those top 3 are right together, Centron, Russell, and McCarthy. And then you have Julio Correa and Jorge Riaz to round out the top 5 riders. So we both have the favorite on top. We both used the 3 here. McLean House is 8-1. Tyler Connor aboard for Chucky Lawrence. A decent third at Penn National last out at this level. And a sharp win against Nickel 2 Life at Penn 3-back. Did not run well against the 10,000 3 Life company last out here at Laurel Park. That race was too tough, won by Tashion, who would come back to win. McLean House was 17-1 in that race. This a little easier spot today for the nickel.
Yeah, I liked the race 3 back at Penn National. The figure that came back was quite high and was better than a lot in the field. At Laurel Park, he's only 1 for 5, but he does have a win here. My only concern with him and why I put him towards the back of my selections is he hasn't fared well over an off track.
Yeah, he is 0 for 3. The 3 McLean House 0 for 3 in the off going. We both used the 6 here. Top Hat Warrior. Make the rider Jevion Toledo. Jevion Toledo on the 6 Top Hat Warrior for trainer Hugh McMahon. This horse has won 2 in a row up there at Penn National. 3-year-old colt by Warrior's Reward. He's a 3-time winner. He likes it here at Laurel Park. He's won in the off going. He won by 6 over a good track at Penn National a couple starts ago. And you get Toledo today. So the 6 Top Hat Warrior, I think, live here in the third. But they all have to beat King Leo in this race.
Yeah, I like him. Like you said, though, Stan. King Leo on paper. I looked at Awesome Tracker as well in between these 2 horses. But Top Hat Warrior, he's still going to have to step up. I know he likes Laurel Park, but off his most recent 2, the numbers are good. But he's going to face tougher today.
Sure, absolutely. All right, so King Leo, the favorite there in the third. Late pick 5 starts in race 4. No carryover. They hit it yesterday, paid well yesterday, but as always, we have that industry low, 12% takeout for all the pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Late pick 5 starts in race 4. Right, we have the late pick 5 with that low 12% takeout. There's my ticket. We'll go right to my ticket. $32 play. I go 2 deep here in the 4th race. I used the 1 Life and Flash and the 8 horse Tis Madness. The 1 Life and Flash is going to be your heavy favorite in the 4th. And I go 4 deep. Race 5's a nice maiden special weight. I go up to 2, 6, 7, 9. And there, the 9 Cash again. An awesome, again, 3-year-old colt for Dale Capuano. He can maybe pull off the upset at 5-1. And then 1-4 there in race 6. My single comes in race 7. The 1 CM Runaway is going to be a popular favorite. Taking a dropping class, a big drop today for Bob Glaceris. Jorge Riaz will ride. So I single on the 1 CM Runaway in race 7. Then I go 4 deep with the 1, 3, 4, 7 in race 8. Let's take a look here at the 4th race. We're going a mile and a 16th, claiming 5,000. Filly mares, never won 3 or straight 3-year-olds. The heavy favored in race 4, the 1 Life and Flash. Let's show you why. Let's show you her big win. We both put the favorite on top here in race 4. Let's show you her big win from November 11th right here at Laurel Park. Now, this race was against Nickel 2 Life Company. Here she comes right up the rail with the bug, Victor Rosales. Rosales back aboard today, so you're getting 5 pounds off. She gets to the front. She's going to open up and win by 22.57 by her. Now, this race against Nickel 2 Life, today against Nickel 3 Life, little tougher condition, but she's a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park. She just gallops home on November 11th.
I mean, anytime you see a win margin like that, you have to think, wow, this might be, a horse to look at next time out. I mean, he asked her a bit in the stretch, even though it says ridden out. She won easily. There was no way she was not going to win this event. The Beyer number was good. It came back as a 57, but even looking at her race before that, I mean, she had a 51. She was closing late. So I like the way she gets a trip from stalking off the pace, and she can, surge to the lead quite middle of the pack as far as the race is concerned. I see her getting the lead in here halfway.
Oh, yeah. Could be a big day for our leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez. Looks like he has a couple of reliable favorites, so we both have Life and Flash on top here in race 4. I use the 8. You like the 8 a little bit as well. I do use the 8 on my late pick 5, which starts race 4 today. The 8, Tiz Madness, a good second at this level, last out. The Xavier Perez should get a nice trip on the outside today on this mare, 6-year-old mare by Tiz now. She's made 100,000, 2 seconds in the off going, so you like to see that. Maybe the 8 Tiz Madness could pull off the mild upset. You like her a little bit as well.
Yeah, easier underneath, and I think she's one that you could actually move up as well, just knowing that she does like a wet track. But the barn is hard to ignore. I mean, they're winning at 20% on the year and currently for this meet at Laurel Park. And last time out, it was her first time racing for that low of a tag in at least some time. So to see her, step up and actually get an on the board finish for her first time this year, that's always good to see. Now, she is winless this year and last year, so she'll need to pick it up. But, she's only making her 4th start since July of 2018. So maybe, she's coming back into form currently.
All right, well, let's hope. The 2, we both use the 2. Hey, Mabel, you commented earlier, this 5-year-old mare by Milwaukee Bruce, she has some good form in the off-going.
Yeah, and I think, she was racing mainly on the turf for a bit here if you're looking at her races between April and it looks like, when kind of we wrap things up here in October. Last time out, she faced the 10,000 level. She made up a bunch of ground because she was very far back early on. She lost by 6.5 that day to finish 4th and round out the Super. But if you go back to her last winter here at Laurel and her races in February, I mean, she got off track quite often, and she at least got part of the exacta of the try. So I like her today. I like her at the distance. She's 7 for 7 in the money, but typically she's just second best. She's got 5 seconds. That's why I endorse her underneath.
And you get Jorge Riaz. He should get a nice ground-saving trip there on the 2, Hey Mabel. All right, let's get a quick commercial break. The late pick 4 starts in race 5. It's one of our features of the day, a nice maiden special weight. We'll check it out right after this.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
Okay, welcome back. Today's late pick 4. Late pick 4 starts in race 5. It's one of our features of the day, a nice maiden special weight for 3-year-olds and upward, going a flat mile, scratch to 4, stand my ground in this race, and also take out the 8 monumental bending. Rider change on the 2, Scaramucci. Make the rider Alex Centron. Alex Centron on the 2, Scaramucci. Let's start with the 6. You have the 6, Blue Ridge Mountain on top. We have a video spotlight of this 3-year-old gelding by Tapazar. Let's show you the debut race mid-November right here at Laurel Park. A bad start. Had to break from the 1 hole here, Ashley.
Yeah, I kind of made this one bobbled at the break, and you always are concerned getting out of the gate a little bit slow. But, he actually ends up getting ridden out of there and gets a decent position. Not ideal, but it was good enough. And, that day he ends up second in this race. You'll see him right here. He's the 1 horse that day. But if you look at the run line, he does have a little traffic. He's not in a great position right now. He's towards the back of these horses, in the leading pack. But I thought this was an impressive debut. It was against this level. And so I expect him to step up today, second time out.
Yeah, there he is. Had the blinkers on in debut. He'll have him today. Yeah, all kind of trouble right there. He's blocked right there. Now ducks to the inside. and has to run up. And he could have every right just to throw in the towel right there. But has to fight his way up the inside there. Tight hole, and gets up for a good second. So that race was going 5.5 furlongs. Now we're going right from 5.5 to a mile in his second start. That's a big jump. He looks like he wants more ground, or is he a closing sprinter? That we'll find out today. 9-5 favored, the 6 Blue Ridge Mountain. Going to be a short price favored with the scratch of the 4 and the 8. So I used a horse in my exacta. We both like the 7 here. Anti-Poison. We'll get a little good price here on this 3-year-old son of Gio Ponte. A very useful third last out against Maiden Special Weight Company, going 9 furlongs, so should be dead fit. Was a good 4th going a mile on the turf before that. So this Gio Ponte 3-year-old should be dead fit for the 1 mile contest today for owner-breeder Bob Gerzak and trainer Tim Vick. You get Jorge Riaz, so I like that. You like the 7 as well here.
Yeah, he was green last time out, too. I mean, obviously, 9 furlongs is a big ask of a horse for the maiden, but he didn't have the best of breaks. He was awkward. You can even say he ducked out slightly, so that cost him, and you can even see that in the run line. I mean, he was shuffled back. It was only a 5-horse field, but he broke last because of it, made up some ground, and he only lost by 4.5 that day. I liked the buyer number, and I think now cutting back to a mile, I mean, he's going to be in the perfect spot today to get the job done as well. So I thought this was a kind of a 2-horse race, Stan, and we can see we're kind of flip-flopping on who might win this one.
Yeah, we like the same 4 here. The 2, Scaramucci. So rider change here. Victor Carrasco off his mounts again today. Alex Centron rides the 2, Scaramucci. Now, this is a well-bred 3-year-old gelding by Flatter. He sold at Keeneland for $220,000. Now, he's a lightly raced 3-year-old. He's only run 5 times. He ran 4 times as a 2-year-old, and then came off the long layoff. His 3-year-old debut, his only race this year was September, Maiden Special Weight, going long on the turf at Delaware. Useful 3rd that day, so at least he has 1 race under his belt as a 3-year-old. Now he needed some time off again since then. A couple useful works here. The work tab looks full. You see 3 workouts here in November, so you like that. He should be, Rodney Jenkins will have the horse ready to go, and you get Alex Centron on the 2, Scaramucci.
He's been really useful. I mean, he shows up every time. He puts some effort in, and everything that's been thrown his way, he's handled quite well. I mean, you mentioned he's gone sprinting. He's gone long on the grass. He's also tried the dirt 1 time. The race came off the turf, so I guess Rodney and the connections decided, let's try him. He finished 2nd. Yes, he was well beaten. And the 18 buyer in that race, I wouldn't look into it too much. That, to me, it seems quite low, but, maybe with the way the track was playing that day, you can see anything like the variant and things of that nature. But I would expect him to fit this race really well off his buyers. And second time out, I know Rodney's, numbers aren't the strongest, but he's good with the layoff. And anytime he runs a horse like this and puts him back on the dirt, I kind of have to look at them and, really see what I see there.
All right, so Scaramucci with your top rider, Alex Centron. Maybe he could pull off the upset here in race 5. It's a nice maiden special weight. How about the 9, Cash again? This is a well-bred, homebred for Stronach Stable in Adena Springs of Kentucky. A 3-year-old colt by Awesome again out of a Dynaformer mare. Now, Jimmy Jerkins had the horse last winter down at Gulfstream. The debut was late February this year, going a mile on the turf against maiden special weight. It was 32-1 in that race and got beat 11 lengths in a 9-horse field. Luckily, they gave him a long break since then. He's now in the Dale Capuano barn. You have a recent 5-furlong workout here at Laurel Park, so you like that. Dale's going to put the blinkers on and the bug Avery Wisman. So it's a well-bred 3-year-old by Awesome again, now in the barn of Dale Capuano. So the 9, Cash again, an interesting horse in this race.
Yeah, they're trying a lot of things today, right? The weight break, blinkers on, new surface. Looks like he recently came to Laurel Park because the other works were at Belmont, but even the work on November 6th at Belmont, 101-1, I think that's fine. So he should handle the dirt, even the pedigree. I'm not, concerned about it. And his buyer came back fine in the race over the turf at Gulfstream, but obviously he didn't show much. So that's why I kind of used him, and probably the reason you did too, stand underneath in our tickets, not towards the top.
All right, so nice maiden special weight, 6-horse field. Now make that 7-horse field, 2 scratches, 7-horse field here, maiden special weight, going a mile to kick off the late pick 4. Let's turn the page here. Race 6, another feature to kick off the final pick 3. A nice first level allowance condition for 2-year-old fillies. Optional claiming $62,000. We're going 7 furlongs in this race. I picked the 4 on top. You pick her 4th, Punk Rock Princess. For the Hot Barn, Jerry O'Dwyer with the big stakes win yesterday, and this 2-year-old daughter of Bourbon Courage, a nice win against Starter Allowance Company last out, going a mile. That was her 2nd win here at Laurel Park. She broke her maiden going 4.5 here at Laurel last May, so she's won from 4.5 all the way to a mile. She won wire to wire last out. Now, the only question mark, this will be her first start on and off track, but I'm hoping Sheldon Russell can just get in front and keep on going. She won going a mile last out. Now she only has to go 7 furlongs today, so I like that.
Yeah, her race last time out where she won here and picked up her 2nd win at Laurel Park. That's the main thing I highlighted when I looked at the PPs. I mean, it was a very strong performance, went to the front, no one touched her. And, it's interesting looking at this field. She's the only horse with a local victory here. The 6 is raced well here, 3 on the board finishes from 5, but I used her underneath. I was trying to get a price in here and looking at some other horses, but you do have to use her. I think it could be a big day for Jerry O'Dwyer.
All right, yeah, it's already a big weekend, so hopefully the barn keeps on rolling. You go with a 10-1 long shot on top here, the 2, Thea's Theme, rider change, make the rider Tyler Connor on this horse here for trainer Jerry Englehart.
I thought the debut at Saratoga was impressive. 9-horse field, maiden special weight company. She is a New York bred, but, she had to really work for the win. She only won by a nose that day, and she's hard to figure out since then, which I thought maybe, Jeremiah Englehart has figured her out. They sent her to Belmont and Finger Lakes for 2 stakes races, and she really didn't show up. She broke okay in both of them, and she took a lot more play at Finger Lakes, but the numbers came back poor. She's been well beaten. If you look at her workouts since the effort at the end of October, they're not great. They're not horrible. She has some nice ones at the beginning of November at Belmont, but I thought she might be a sleeper in here. Whenever I see things out of the Jeremiah Englehart barn, I'm always curious. And if she can get anywhere back to being on track the way she was at Saratoga against the state bred, I think she's going to be tough and figures to be part of it.
All right, so you'll get a decent price. Hopefully she has a better break today for the 2, Thea's Theme. We both like the 1, Panthera Anka for trainer Tim Kreiser. A big maiden special weight win in debut, sprinting on the dirt at Penn National. Tried going a mile last out against Allowance Company, was forwardly placed and then faded a little bit, finished 4th. Only has to go 7 furlongs today. You get Trevor McCarthy off that 2-win day yesterday, but she's got to overcome breaking from the rail, going 7 furlongs. So a tricky assignment here for McCarthy. What's he going to do? Is he going to try to go the front with this filly once again, or just maybe get a stalking trip on the inside? He'll be in traffic if he does that.
Yeah, it's a tough call because seeing her race at Penn National, she got to the front, and they did have a speedy half in there, 45-1. But last time out, she kind of had to chase, and I think that made the difference. She was kind of hard chased in 2nd, and she couldn't make the ground up late. 7/8 should be fine for her, but her most recent breeze I was not impressed with on the 27th of November at Penn National. 38 seemed a little bit slow to me.
Yeah, it's maybe a little flat breeze a few days ago up there at Penn National. All right, so nice allowance race for 2-year-old fillies to kick off the late pick 3. Let's move on here to race 7 to kick off the late daily double. We're going a mile and a 16th here in race 7, claiming 5,003 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. I single on the 1 CM Runaway. I think you single on this horse as well. This horse, a 4-year-old by Runaway and Hyde for Bob Glaceres, taking a big drop. Ran a real big 2nd, going 6.5, rallying from off the pace to finish 2nd against 10,000 2 life. Got beat a nose and then stepped up to 16,000 2 life last out. Now the race September was coming off a year layoff, and then last out stepped up to 16, going a mile. Ran an okay 4th with a 5 wide move, only beaten a length and 3/4. Now a big drop to the nickel 2 life today. Jorge Riaz is going to get a perfect ground-saving trip on this horse. See him Runaway, going to be a popular favorite. Looks tough to beat here in race 7.
Yeah, the Skillings had some breaks in racing. You can see from the 2-year-old to the 3-year-old season, and then 3 to 4, like you mentioned, a year. But pretty consistent runner overall, 6 out of 9 in the money. I actually liked the race last time, stretching out from the 6.5 to a mile. To only get beaten by less than 2 and being that far back, that was impressive. But even if you look at the start before that, this horse was trailing and it very far back. So my one thing with him is he really does have one move, right? He's going to come from the back of the pack, and hopefully he finds the wire in time. But against this group, knowing how nicely he ran in the 16 non-winners of 2 lifetime, that's why I think he was a horse that was kind of a lock and worthy of the single.
Yeah, all right, so we both single on the 1 CM Runaway. He's going to be a strong favorite in race 7. Let's move on here to race 8. Race 8's a nice race to wrap things up, and we have no scratches, 7-horse field here. In race 8, we're going 7 furlongs, maiden claiming $40,000 for 2-year-old fillies. Some nice 2-year-old fillies in here. Race 8 is the Quinella race, low 10% takeout, last live race. Every racing day, we have the Quinella. It's a $2 minimum wager. It's like a $2 exacta box, but it's a Quinella with a low 10% takeout. So nice 7-horse field here in race 8. Let's take a look here. The 7 Quiet Imagination is your 2-to-1 second choice. The 3 Long Point Beach is your 9-to-5 morning line favorite in this race. I go with the 4 Devilish Affair on top. But let's start with the 7. You have the 7 Quiet Imagination on top here. Ashley, we have a video spotlight of this filly's last race, early November, a big second on the dirt at this level, going 6 furlongs.
Yeah, I was really impressed with this race. Finished second, beaten by a length and a half. But when you get here to the quarter pole, I mean, this horse has to steady and gets hitting the best strides late, which you like to see. 6 furlongs, now going 7 furlongs today. You can see in this video, this is the 3 horse, and you can see it has to kind of angle out there to get to the outside and to get a clear run. But this is an interesting race overall to see. I like the way this horse moved up, and I think today the distance is going to make the difference.
It looks like she's making a winning move there
Yep,
on the inside, but Dancer's Melody just comes and gets the best of her that day. So the 7 ran a big race. Now it looks like she'll love the 7 furlongs today with Jevion Toledo. I use her in my top 3. This is a tough race here. I go with the 4 Devilish Affair on top. Taylor Hole to ride this 2-year-old filly by Daredevil for trainer Robert Vukovic. He's the owner and trainer. And this horse, a big second on a muddy track last out, late October. 6 furlongs on a muddy sealed track. It was forwardly placed. Didn't break very well, but it was forwardly placed. And a big second at 20-1 behind Magical Luna, a next out winner. Now a confident step up to the maiden 40 today. That speed should play well going 7 furlongs. We already know she likes the mud, so the 4 Devilish Affair is going to be my top pick in this race.
Yeah, definitely have more confidence in this one, knowing that currently our track's sloppy and sealed. I think the race last time out, from the first time to the second race, was a huge improvement, not only from a buyer number, but broke a lot better than last time, but was still even a step slow in that event and didn't take much play that day, 20-1, but I would expect this one to take a lot more play today.
Okay, so we both like the 4. Now the 3 is going to be tough. Your morning line favorite, 9-5 on Long Point Beach, 2-year-old filly by Golden Lad. Golden Lad's on fire right now with his 2-year-old crop this year. And this filly's won a couple real big races. She's been bet down to one of the favorites in both her starts against Maiden 40 right here at Laurel, sprinting on the dirt. Late September, she rallied to finish the game second that day, and then they waited till early November, November 3rd. She rallied. She sent through horses and rallied to finish the game second that day. Now, she was disqualified, placed 8th, but that wasn't her fault. She ran a big race. You get Alex Centron today. Looks like she'll love the 7 furlongs. We both use her in our exacta.
Yeah, I think you can't ignore the last race. Even though she was disqualified, she still kind of ran her eyeballs out in that event. And the distance with the most recent, she should be fine stretching out slightly. She's had 2 breezes since then, and one was actually 4 days after her race. They breezed her just to 4 furlongs, 49-2. And then her most recent was the fastest of 5, and they obviously asked her in that event. But, I'm just trying to go for a little bit better of a price, which is why I went to the 7, because I thought Lacey's horse was going to take more play. But now I'm starting to think Devilish Affair is going to move up just because of the off-track experience.
Sure. I go 4 deep in this race. The 1 Bourbon Style ran well last out for Mark Schumann. She's by Bourbon Courage. Tyler Connor will ride. I used the 1, 3, 4, 7 on my late pick 5 here in race 8. Nice maiden 40,000 to wrap things up. That's it. We're out of time. Nice 8-race card today. Nice carryover in that Rainbow pick 6. That's over 7,700. Don't sleep on it. Starts in race 3 today. The Rainbow pick 6. You can study Ashley's ticket. All of our tickets for today on the website, laurelpark.com. Dave Rodman's coming up next with Scratches and Changes. Good luck.